Okay, now as we get to the last part of the video, I want to just give you a little bit of my own commentary, and I want to explain first why I included the little bit on the Essene creation story. The main reason I included that is because I feel it's important to acknowledge the divine feminine, our Holy Mother, as she has been suppressed and kept out of any spiritual type teachings. And this is now her time to be acknowledged. Now that humanity has actually gotten to the point in time, she is now going to be embraced. And to tell you the truth, a lot of the problems that we see in our world today comes from the imbalance of the masculine, too much masculine energy. And basically everything is just father, all masculine dominating. And the truth is that it is both God and Goddess, our Holy Mother and Father. And I don't understand how anybody could not understand things to be this way. This is how things actually are. There is no light without the masculine and the feminine terminals. You take away, if you don't touch both the wires together, you do not get any light. If you don't take a man and a woman, you don't get a child. It's just basic common sense in how things work here in the mother ovum or the universe. It's not saying that there's not the I am or the Yah being, which is the one alone, which is undifferentiated being. And that is not a male nor a female. It's neither. It's undifferentiated in that sense. But what we see here in the world and in the universe, there is a masculine and feminine aspect of God. And that's what we understand to be Elohim. And they came to earth as Yeshua and Miriam, or Mary Magdalene. So I thought it was really, really important to acknowledge her, as she is one half of the salvation. Nothing happens without her. And I don't have the scripture at hand here, but Yeshua actually spoke. He was basically saying to reject her is to reject me, for we are the two that are one and the one that are two. So you can't reject Miriam, even though she was rejected 2,000 years ago. To fully understand that we're talking about the true path. I mentioned it about Halakai, the path, right? The Nazarene Essene way requires both. They are like, if you understand a ladder, it's got two poles. In order to climb the ladder, you need to have a hand on each rail of the ladder. It doesn't happen with just one pole. Our DNA has the two poles, right? So we need to acknowledge the Lady Christ. She is one half of this equation. Now, I wanted also to say too that understanding the reason for creation was so that Yah, or being itself, could share its gift of being with another. And that was the reason for it. And then that's why creation began. And there is more details in the divine plan of how it all works. But understand that the source, or Yah itself, is loving in nature, wanted to share, wanted to give, understanding that love is for giving. And for it to be true love, it had to be a free gift, and that gift has to be accepted. If the gift is not, it had to have that option, right? It's not like Yah wanted to create robots that just, followed him just for the sake of following him and have no choice. It wanted to have a true communion. And in order to have true communion, there had to be free will. So, or in order to have love, there had to be free will, the ability to choose. And so we have that ability to actually choose. And it's very, very important that the gift of free will is preserved. It is the most important thing that we have, the ability to choose. So as far as maintaining our free will, we have to understand that maintaining free will also means maintaining our level of consciousness. Understanding that there is a divine plan, there is divine law, universal law, and understanding the more out of alignment we come with universal law, the more our consciousness is constricted. And we slowly start losing our conscious ability. So this is the importance of having Elohim help guide us. Yes, we can choose to make the best of our choices, and we will have placement within the mother ovum according to our thoughts, words, and deeds. But that may not be enough. I just want to explain this here. So just going back to read a couple little verses here that were really, really important. It says, those who reject the Lord and Lady are not rejected by the Lord and Lady. We love them and will reach out to them with our hands of mercy. But until they take hold of the hand we offer and thereby accept us into their lives, we have only the first form of salvation, continued existence within the mother ovum, without the guidance of Elohim. This is a form of salvation because, were it not for the grace of Jah, these beings would cease to exist. Wherefore, this form of salvation is called matana, which means gift. So our existence is a gift. So we have that already. We are eternal beings. We have the gift of being. The placement of these beings in the mother ovum will be according to their thoughts, words, and deeds, according to justice, according to universal law. They are not placed according to mercy because they have not accepted the hand of mercy, which is the Lord and Lady. For to be guided by a guide, one cannot reject the guide. So, and it says here, and without Elohim as guide, there will be much weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now, this just makes basic common sense. Like if you were lost out in the middle of a forest, imagine out in the mountains somewhere, and you were out there and it was dark, you had no idea where you were going. And there's all sorts of wild animals, traps and snares and cliffs and rivers and all these dangers all around you. And you had no idea where to go, and you were lost out in the middle of thousands and thousands of miles of rough terrain. And then someone came along and said, hey, I can show you the way. I know the way back to town. And you went to them and said, no, I don't want your help. So now you're left on your own to find your own way. He says, okay, no worries. And that's all it is. They're not rejecting you, but you're rejecting them. And the thing is, you might be trying your best, but your best might still get you in trouble. We'll make unwise choices. We might not understand which way to go. And many times there is a path before us that does seem right, but does end up in our own destruction. And I'm sure you can relate to that. You've been down different paths, or you've trusted certain people in your lives, and you've gotten yourself into situations, and it's like, oh my God, why did I do that? And yeah, you do learn from it. You find out every road you go down, you find out, oh, that was a wrong road. And then you learn not to travel those roads. So there is a little bit of that we have to do. We do have to go out and we have to adventure. And this is why they call this the Mother Ovum is like a great school, a mystery school, so to speak. And if you could look at this life, it's almost like a class in the mystery school of ascension. And we do have teachers that show us the way, and that is the Lord and Lady. And eventually, as we get moving and we learn the way, we learn how to abide in their way, we're able to stand on our own. And eventually, the Lord and Lady will always be within you, and you will always be in them. But like I said, this is why it's so important to accept their hand, because there is the hand of mercy where they can actually, you'll live your life, you obviously get placed according to your own thoughts, words, and deeds. And if you are abiding in their way, and you basically say, I know I can't do everything on my own. I'm open to having guidance. I would like somebody to show me the way, and you're open to that. Then that's where, so you have the gift of mercy, and you have placement of wisdom by Elohim for your best spiritual progress. They know you inside and out, and they know where you need to be placed in order to best move forward. All they need to know is that you want to ascend, that you want to basically come to know them, and they want to teach you about who they are. And essentially what they are love and life itself. When you understand the Essene creation story, that's what Yah is. Yah is being and existence, and it is divine heart and divine mind. And essentially that's what we are coming into. And the Lord and Lady are the guides to help us come into that level of being. Other religions might explain this as coming into what is known as samadhi, coming into communion with the all. And that's basically the pathway that we're on. So that's what the Lord and Lady are here for. They're here to help guide us. And again, too, eventually, you've heard, as I was saying earlier, that you eventually can to basically progress to become friendship and become part of what's known as the Christ families, where we also become the hands of mercy as well. And so that doesn't mean that we are necessarily going to just be in heaven forever and just always be there, because there's a story in Nazarene Genesis, and explains this would be Abel, or Abdiel, is the first Nazarene priest, and he actually found his way into the heavenly realms. And the Lady Christ is saying, like, are you not going to be happy here in the heavenly realm? And he says, how can I enjoy this heavenly realm when I know that my brothers and sisters are suffering below? And she says, that's exactly why you've made it here, because you understand you are loving. You bend low and you want to serve and you want to help. It's only those who bend low to help others that actually reach the highest place. And so that's sort of what this is all about. It's about us ascending up to the heavenly realms. We do enjoy periods of time where we can experience rest and in communion with Elohim. And then there will be times too where we actually go on missions into worlds like Earth, or maybe even lower than Earth, to be a light in the world and to share that hand of mercy. We ourselves become part of the Christ family and hands of mercy to try to help others. And that's essentially what we are, because we were created in their image, in their embryonic image, as seeds of light. And again, there's so much more to learn about what's going on, but I just wanted to share this story with you and to basically try to help you understand why it's important to accept the Lord and Lady's hand of mercy and to abide in their ways and to accept placement by them so that we can progress in the best possible way on our spiritual eternal journey. Anyways, my friends, I hope this was interesting to you. And again, if you have any questions, and I was reading a lot from, again, this book here, The Essene Teachings, the Book of Doctrines, and this is available from their website. Obviously, I also highly recommend that you get yourself a copy of the Holy Megillah Nazarene Bible of the Essene Way. It is the most amazing book. It is pure love, and its spiritual teachings are second to none, and it does acknowledge both the Lord and Lady Christ. It's absolutely beautiful. Anyways, my friends, I'm going to sign off there, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.